Even if Tech's having a bad day, he can just go back to the basics and still beat a number of players.
Okay, Spencer, your turn.
Yeah, I'm wondering if anyone's going to really stick their neck out on the line and give it to Razek. It's not going to be me.
I tried to give you that rogue storyline there.
Taking on Nicolas Razek. And I want to start off by talking about Nicolas Razek as the action gets underway. He's managed to grind out some results in this tournament to get to this particular point. This is his biggest test, without a doubt, though. Can he go one step further here than the Germans have managed in recent times and pick up a tournament win down?
He's managed to take down players like Dax, like Shuri, in, as what you say, grindy matches, very closely contested, just one goal in it. But now he's really going to be up against it, against the best in the world in Tex. Tex said himself, I didn't play that well yesterday, I had to grind out some games, and then we saw him dominate Senna, 11 goals to 1. He really was on fire, and he'll really want to continue that form coming into today.
Yeah, one thing I was impressed about Nicolas Razek yesterday was the fact that his powers of concentration. He was playing against Dax, and we know that Dax is such a possession-based player, likes to take his time and pick those passes and almost grind you down. But he managed to deal with that. And Tex, we know his attacking prowess and what he can bring to the table as far as goal scoring is concerned. You only have to look back to that game that you mentioned about Senna. He can create chances. It's about staying focused, not letting your focus break at any point in the game. And then, of course, taking your chances, which is something that he did exceptionally well yesterday. Corner here for Razek. But Tex makes that tackle with Lionel Messi, and now he'll come away.
Tex has played 25 matches of FIFA in Bucharest in total. He's only lost one of those matches. He lost to Los Uruguayas 92, and that was in his first FUT Champs Cup 1. And somehow he still has the ball here with Ronaldo.
Oh, what a save from Van der Sar. The follow-up, though, from Mbappe is going to be turned home. And there we go. F2 Tex opens up the scoring here in Bucharest. He just loves Romania.
That'll be his 221st goal scored in total this season. So many goals this young man has been able to put in the back of the net. It's incredible, really, the skill that we've seen and the different varieties of how he's scored as well. It's not always been the same. He's found different methods to beat different players. And now Razek has to try and come back from behind, but Tex is going to continue to apply pressure.
He's so direct with the way that he plays as well. He's always looking for that space in behind the fullbacks. Pulling down the edge of the box for Tex. Looking to double his lead. Waiting for that ball. Messi strikes it. Goes near post there, trying to catch Nicolas Razek off guard there. Maybe looking for that more regular finesse across goal. But he read it well. Tex mixing things up already, though. And he's won the ball back almost immediately here. Tex's pressure has really been effective so far in this game.
And he's always looking for that through ball to Mbappe as well. The Team of the Year FUT item is absolutely incredible at just getting in behind those defenders. He somehow feels faster than the normal Golden Mbappe, even though realistically they should have the same statistics once you apply a chemistry item. But either way, Mbappe has done some serious work in the past couple of tournaments since the new introduction of those items. But Tex just with the goal lead. Razek will be more than happy he's been able to defend a couple of those shots. His goalkeeper movement was good yesterday, and it seems like it has carried on through to today.
There's only the one goal on the board here for F2 Tex. You can see Razek started to sort of grow into this game a little bit here, just trying to take his time, build up himself now. Neymar on the edge of the box, looks towards that back post, and we did see him utilising that deep cross into the back post towards Cristiano Ronaldo. Effectively yesterday, it was the goal that, the technique he used to find that goal in the last few minutes to actually beat Dax. So Tex has got to be more than aware of that, but you have to be aware of this ball in behind your fullbacks, over the top. Tex loves to utilise it so much. And sometimes it's easier said than done to defend, as Vieira has to do some defensive work here for the German. Does it well. And now Mbappe is going to try and stride away from a fellow Frenchman in the middle there. Of course, that being Patrick Vieira.
One major thing that sets aside Tex from your average FIFA player, and to be honest, most pro players, and what sets them aside from average players, is their awareness of the radar. They're very much looking at the bottom of their screen and looking at what runs their players are making that they can't see on their current screen. For example, just switching the ball from right back to left back, they'll notice there's acres of space for one of their fullbacks, and they'll instantly switch across, because then you just have so much more time to build up an attack, and those players are naturally going to be making more runs as well in front of them. So keep an eye on that one and just watch for when these players are switching the ball across the field.
A little bit of frustration there from Tex. Having given that ball away, you can see once again looking for that ball in behind. He knows maybe the timing wasn't quite there for that pass, and now Razak's going to come away once more. Ronaldo, that's a great little ball inside. Tex trying to defend that near post, but he can't do it. The game's tied up on 1-1. Lionel Messi with a cheeky little finish into that near post. Managed to squeeze it between David De Gea. It's actually Courtois, sorry, in goal this time for Tex. And that near post. And now we're back on level terms.
And you could see Tex was trying to just defend the cutback across goal, whereas Razak has noticed ever so slightly a tiny little gap between Courtois and his post. And that is what Razak can do. When he was going up against Dax, he was absolutely dominated in terms of possession. I think it was at one point 70 to 30%. But he still held on. He still was able to hit him on the counter-attack. And, of course, he prevailed and he got that victory. That's why he's here against Tex today. It's something that Tex does need to be aware of.
Space here for Neymar. There is a man over. Oh, and he reads it. Oh, the timing was off. What a huge chance that was for Rogues and Razak. That was a huge opportunity. He split the defense of Tex apart there. But unfortunately, when it mattered, we talk about how clinical he was. For once, he was let down by his finishing.
And that seems to happen when players go up against Tex. Mistakes do crop up a little bit more, whether it be defensively or offensively, like that, just taking the red rather than a green. Several times, opponents yesterday against Tex were just giving the ball away with their goalkeeper. They were slightly rushing it. And I don't know whether that's just because they know they're going up against the best player in the world.
Ronaldo towards that back post, and Mbappe with that spring that we saw so much yesterday and the day before. Tex gets away with another scary moment there, but Razak with this 4-2-2 really is putting Tex under pressure every single time that he goes forward. And talking about pressure, Marcelo now wins the ball back. And here comes the German once more.
I think it is important to apply pressure as well. You don't want to just give Tex confidence and give him so much time on the ball that he feels like he can just naturally play his own game and he will eventually find goals. If you can apply that pressure and make him feel a little bit maybe scared every time you're going forward with the ball. He's only 17 years old. Of course, he is going to have doubts in the back of his mind, but for a 17-year-old, he has great temperament, I've got to say.
He's got a little bit fortunate here, Tex, to get that ball back with Mbappe. Goes for the cricketer, goes out for a corner. Chance here just before the half-time whistle. He's going to whip this win into the box. Oh, no, he gets there. Great handling from Edwin van der Sar in goal there for Razak. And I think that is going to be it. You can hear the half-time whistle going. All tied up here, 1-1 in our Xbox semi-final.
And just saw a glimpse of unpredictability again from Tex. Usually from corners, he will play that short, and then he'll look to the edge of the box to maybe try and hit a finesse shot or just try and work his way in with a couple of skills. But maybe because a lot of players have seen he does that, now he's just going for that near post header. He just switches things up at the right moments. He tries to keep his opponents on his toes. It's what he's done so successfully over these last 4 or 5 tournaments.
Second half underway then. Tied up, as you would expect these semi-finals to be. An incredibly close affair. And you have to say, the first half of that first half was F2 Tex's game. But Razak really grew into it. And you have to say, the last half belongs to the German. Digs this one into the box again and looking for the jump of Mbappe. Vieira does well defensively there for Tex. And that's going to be a really interesting battle there. Can Tex stop these back post headers?
Of course, Tex not going down the line of some of the players that are in this tournament of playing Ramos at right back, for example. He is sticking with the traditional players that he has used for the past couple of tournaments in the defensive areas. And whether that will punish him for those back post headers will remain to be seen. But he's done well thus far.
Here's Neymar then. Varane pulled out of position here, but importantly, Messi got a little touch on that because it was spacing behind. Neymar now turns back onto his right foot, decides to go back onto his left. Doesn't matter which way he goes, he's looking for the back post, he's looking for Ronaldo, and he finds Ronaldo. We asked the question, Dan, can Tex defend against that? Well, there's your answer. Nicolas Razak, again, utilising that cross into the box and utilising that Team of the Year foot item Ronaldo's incredible jumping and heading statistics.
And this is the thing, I don't think it matters if you're the best player in the world or not. Defending a header against Ronaldo is nigh impossible. It is an incredible foot item. However, Alexandro at the back post, Marcelo at the back post. They're constantly being beaten. We're seeing Ramos being put out on the right-hand side. Should we see Ramos be put on the left-hand side? Should we see Ramos, Van Dijk, and Varane all being played at the back, maybe? There's definitely going to be changes made by some people, or at least they're going to look at those possibilities. Whilst Sandro, whilst Walker, they're absolutely incredible at defending high up the pitch. There are weaknesses for the likes of Marcelo, for the likes of Sandro, because of the height issue.
Tex then finds himself down by 1. As we approach the last half hour here of our first leg, Messi on the edge of the box for the youngster. Tries to turn back, Ronaldo gets a piece of it, but well defended again by Nicolas Razek. Now he'll bring it away, and he'll be happy to have possession of the ball. Start eating down the clock a little bit as well. Messi now into Neymar. Look at the space in behind here. Razek looking for more here. Messi back to Ronaldo. Lovely fake shot. Look at the room for Messi. He has to finish, and he does. It's 3-1 to Nicolas Razek, and he just tore F2 Tex apart.
Is it just the rogue shirt? There's something about it. It just seems like they can get the better of Tex. MS Dasari, goal machine. They've already taken this man down. Is Razek going to be the next one on the list? It would be another console semi-final exit for Tex.
What a move that was from Razek. I thought he was going to go for the through ball down the middle. You saw Neymar just kind of sprinting away, but the extra little pass back just opened up Tex's defense, left that space for Messi, and great composure in front of goal as well, waiting for that goalkeeper movement before finding the finish and just sliding it in after Tex had committed his goalkeeper one way. So then, the tournament certainly has heated up now on Championship Sunday. 2 goals the difference between the two players. And then Razek really has controlled this game as well. Tex hasn't had an answer since that first goal that he put on the board. It's been all Razek, and he's looking for another one now with that first-time finesse. Corner here to the German.
Does seem like Razek is kind of sussed out the way that Tex has been moving forward. He's been intercepting a couple of good passes from Tex, and then he's just been attacking very quickly, trying to catch Tex off guard. But the Tex that I know, and the Tex that is what he's capable of, is what scares me. When he notices that he's in a little bit of a rut and he's not maybe getting the chances that he should be, he does switch things up, whether that be player personnel or whether it just be, all right, I'm going to try a few skill moves, I'm going to go down different areas of the pitch. We will see something, both in this first leg and the second leg, to try and combat what Razek's doing.
Sandro wins the ball back for F2 Tex. He's looking to immediately hit on the counter-attack here. Look at this. Eusebio, fresh on the pitch. Striding forward now. Vieira's going to pick this up. Distributes it now to Ruud Gullit. You feel that Tex needs a goal to keep this close as we head towards the second leg here. 2 goals is going to be a big difference. Eusebio, great goalkeeper movement though. Coming in from Razek. He's been watching a lot of Tex gameplay, you can tell there. Shifting his goalkeeper across, made a fairly comfortable save.
The least goals that Tex has scored this tournament was 3 against Ajax Danny. Otherwise, he's scored at least, 6 or 7, even 11 against Senna. He knows he can get goals. He knows he will have chances. I don't think being behind by 2 will kind of hurt him too much going into the second leg. But if that becomes 3 goals, that's when things start to get really scary for Tex, I feel.
Mbappe's looking dangerous inside the box here. Little bit of trickery, tiny little drag bet there just to keep Tex guessing. Vieira wins it back. Mbappe gets there first. It drops luckily here for Razek, and he finds a great ball in. It's Bale, team of the year Bale. We haven't seen much of him so far this tournament, and he was on that left foot. And he's forced another corner here. Vieira lays this one back to Ramos. Here is Ruud Gullit. Little bit of space here for Lala. Lots of space here for Ronaldo. Ronaldo goes near post, strikes the upright, and on the follow-up, it's 4-1 to Rogues and Razek, and it is Gareth Bale who gets on the score sheet.
Well, I think Tex just must be sick of seeing that in-game kit by this point. 3 goals behind now. I said this might be just too much. But surely there is still life in Tex just yet. They were speaking on the couch about how important these Global Series ranking points are. 850 up for grabs if you win this game. That would take Razek up to 1,684 points. What they said should be enough to qualify him for playoffs. What they said should be enough to qualify him even for the finals. And what a way to get there if he were to beat Tex.
What a performance this has been from the German in this first leg, I should say, the first half of this game. 4-1. And it's not been a lucky 4-1. It's been a controlled 4-1. It's been a concise 4-1. And it's been a deserved 4-1. He's just played Tex off the park for the majority of this game. Can Tex find a little lifeline towards the end of this game? Vieira comes forward now, drives one in towards Mbappe, but that pass was wayward. Razek will bring the ball away again. And now it is just time off the clock here for the German. This is job done as far as the first leg is concerned. Going in with a 3-goal advantage into the second leg. We don't see much emotion from him during the game, but you can probably feel there'll be a little smile coming across his face if he manages to keep this scoreline. We're into stoppage time here, and there is the final whistle. What a performance in our first leg of the Xbox semi-final from that man on your screen. 4-1, the result over F2 Tex.
And probably now the traditional toilet break for Tex just to kind of reset. And I think, boy, does he need it at this point.
Of F2 Tex and pull off a result like that in that fashion as well, and having the confidence to go with the 4-2-2 from the start as well, because we all laud all these plaudits on how good offensively Tex is. You're playing an offensive, one of the more offensive formations against him, and to have the bottle to do that early on, because you probably do ask questions, you know, how do I keep him out? He's just thinking, I'm going to play my game. I'm going to be confident enough in my own ability to beat this guy, and it's working.
It absolutely is, and he should be proud of himself, but there's still 90 minutes to go. And he needs to do exactly the same again. He cannot let any sort of concentration slip. We've seen mistakes made against Tex. He needs to make sure he's not doing that. But that trophy there, currently, it has 3 names on. If Tex goes out of this tournament, we are guaranteed to have a 4th new name on that trophy. There is no MS Dasari at this tournament. There is no Rocky at this tournament. Maybe it could be that name. Nicholas Razek.
Could well be that name, and Rogue would be more than happy with that. You heard the guys on the desk were talking about, you know, how all of the Rogue players were on one side of the bracket, unfortunately, and, you know, they might have not been too happy with that, the management. I don't think they'll care too much as long as that name Rogue is on that trophy with Razek. It doesn't matter what name comes after that, MS Dasari, they don't mind. As long as it's on the trophy, they'll be happy.
They don't look for PS4 applications. During the applying process, they just say, can you beat Tex? And Dasari, tick that box.
One question.
Goal Machine, tick that box.
on the inquiry form, yeah.
And now Razek's maybe done the same, as we are almost ready to get into this second leg. And it is crunch time for Tex as well. Will we see the best in the world? I still believe he is the best in the world. Answer back here.
Well, that's the question. We'll have to find out. 3 goals the difference between the 2 players as we head into the second leg of our semi-final. Tex fans at home, send in mere energy. He's going to need it. Razek fans at home, you know what he's got to do. He's just got to see this one out and make no mistakes. And that's one thing he has done so well this tournament as well, Dan. He has made very, very few mistakes. And that's got to be another thing that's going to be playing on Tex's mind.
And what a chance this is as well for the German community. Get behind him, because you heard the couch say we haven't seen a German player get to these incredible heights that maybe we have expected them to. This is the moment.
So then, another chance for the young prodigy to write another chapter in what has been an incredible year of FIFA for him. But it's going to have to be a special one here, especially with the way that Nicholas Razek is playing. The first big chance of the game goes to the German. Cuts back with Messi. Oh, Ferdinand, that's a vital tackle there. And Tex, another scary moment for him, and another wake-up call at the start of the second leg.
Yeah, every single time that Razek's going to go forward now is going to just be applying that little bit of doubt into Tex's mind. But if Tex can get the first goal, that will give him the belief.
Goes down.
No penalty given, though. It is a corner. Will Tex just dink this one near post, or will he go back to his traditional pass it to the edge of the box? It is front post. Vieira's picked it up, goes out to Ferdinand.
Here's Vieira then, trying to turn. Good tackle, though, for Raphael Varane. And there's space here for Kylian Mbappe to exploit. Looking for the run in behind of Messi. That's a beautiful little dink pass. Great weight on that pass from Mbappe to Messi. Now starting to slow things down a bit, looking for those triangles. Neymar was in a position to hit that first time finesse, but again, the timing well off there.
And the thing is, he's done it again. He's hit it red. If he had hit it green, would it have gone in? I think Razek just needs to stay calm here. Maybe he even needs to believe that I'm not 3 goals up. I need to get a couple more goals to put this to bed. I've seen what Tex can do. Neymar has the ball, tries to play it in, but he's still got it. He takes it, and that is a 5th goal now for Nicolas Razek. He's 4 goals up against arguably the best in the world.
And that is a hammer blow to the hopes of F2 Tex. 3 goals, you think maybe he can do this. 4 goals? I mean, the hill just turned into a mountain for this young man. That is a huge deficit to have to come back from.
What can Tex change? Is it going to be Steven Gerrard introduced to the pitch? Is that the little bit of momentum that he needs in this game? It's only the 11th minute. Maybe if it was the 60th minute and he was a goal or 2 down, we might see it. But to be honest, it's a bit too risky to bring on the likes of Steven Gerrard. You want to be utilising the incredible foot items you already have on the pitch.
I think that's an 80th minute change, to be honest with you. I'll be very surprised if we see that one first.
But Vieira's just left the pitch.
It's very true, and I'm pretty sure that's Steven Gerrard on the pitch. So what do we know? Tex knows better. But is it going to be enough to find 4 goals to make the difference in this game? You can see a lot of tweets coming in from you guys at home as well. Keep them coming in. Use the hashtag FootChampionsCup. Show your support to every single player who's left in the tournament. We'll get some of those tweets featured on stream as well. Ronaldo now on the turn. R9's going to get it back. Back to CR7. Goes near post, but Nicolas Razek, he's got his crystal ball out at the moment. He knows exactly what Tex is trying to do.
Well, Brandon Smith had the crystal ball yesterday with all of his predictions. Did he predict Razek here today, though? No, no one did. I don't think anyone quite saw this game coming. As it's Razek again going forward. He's dancing, but thankfully Hullet stops it. And it was
tight.
It was actually Luka Modric that came on the pitch for Patrick Vieira. So that means Tex maybe getting a little bit more attacking, as there's plenty of room here on the left-hand side for Mbappe.
Here's R9 then on the edge of the box, looking for that top right-hand corner. Van der Sar, again, we questioned. It was a bit of a surprise for us to see Edwin van der Sar in goal for Nicolas Razek, but he has delivered. He has been very, very solid for it so far in this tournament. Now Mbappe comes forward again for Tex, trying to turn away from the attentions of the defender.
Look at the amount of blue shirts behind the ball. Razek definitely just playing the defensive game now, just trying to defend this incredible lead that he has over Tex now. And it is realistically his game to lose. He could just be keeping possession at this point, but he's still going forward. He's still showing promise every time he attacks.
And there's still spacing behind those fullbacks. You could see there what Nicolas Razek was looking for. There was a ball over the top to the right cam there, and he was in absolutely acres of space. If he could have made that pass, that could have been another huge opportunity here, potentially 2-0 up in this game. I mean, I'm saying, this is pretty close at the moment, and I hate to say it this early on in the second leg to being over, because 4 goals is the difference, and Tex really hasn't created too much.
We've not seen that same Tex where at previous tournaments he would get the ball with the likes of Pele and Eusebio, and he would just be doing skill move after skill move, drag back into Croqueta, into flip-flap, and just beating player after player after player, getting the ball in those dangerous areas, and then goals would naturally come. He hasn't had the chance to do that, because Razek has applied the pressure at the right moments. He's moved the defenders into the right positions. It has really been a beautifully played game from Nicolas Razek.
Great ball in behind the fullback here once again. Mbappe now inside the box. Digs it up. Neymar tries to beat Alexandro to the ball. One Brazilian against another. Modric now swings this one out wide, trying to find the run of Lionel Messi. Varane, though, with the acrobatic clearance here for Nicolas Razek. Now he can come forward once more. Neymar into Hullet, and you're starting to see a slightly more deliberate game here from Nicolas Razek, making sure those passes have a high completion percentage rate, making sure that he keeps possession and doesn't give Tex even a sniff of getting back into this.
Because I think he'll be well aware that if he does give Tex that little bit of hope, Tex will cling on to that and he'll actually make something. He'll nurture it. And he'll turn it into a potential comeback. But if Nicolas Razek can just keep that possession, can just keep Tex at bay, if he can keep defending the way he is, Tex isn't going to get back into this game. He hasn't really showed any signs of doing so. Because look at this pressure that is being applied right up the pitch. Does need to be careful, though.
Here's Modric then. On the edge of the box, the Croatian gets dispossessed as well, and it's just, you can't get through the wall. He cannot break through what has been this absolutely stellar defense, and the counter-attack is looking so dangerous for Razek here. Messi goes down, but Varane got a lot of the ball there. And now Rafael Varane will start an attack for Tex, and these need to start turning into goals, these attacks.
But there's just no room. He's looking for these red shirts, and they are swamped by blue and black shirts at the moment. He does have a little bit of space on the edge of the box, but a leg gets stuck in, and it is just offside again. We're edging towards the first half closure here, and Tex hasn't really done anything this game. And I'm not criticizing him because I don't think he's a good player. I know he is the best player in the world, but I think he himself, if he watched this game back, he'd be thinking, look, I'm not even presenting any sort of aggression here. I'm not even making any opportunities.
I think that's all down to the way that Nicolas Razek is playing. He is just playing some superb, lights-out FIFA 19. Great little dink over the top there to find Messi. Great ball round the corner here to Lala. He's almost toying with Tex at this point. Look at this, finding space almost at will. That's the fullback there, getting into aggressive areas of the pitch. And now Tex can come away again, but Razek is really feeling comfortable at this point in the game. Really just looking smooth in every single one of his movements on the pitch.
Added on time. Final attack of this first half. I really feel like Tex just needs something. Just a smidgen.
Needs a spark, anything.
Maybe Neymar can get the ball in. He does whip it in. But Marcelo hits it away. Still possession for Tex. No, taken away. And that is the halftime whistle. And still a 4-goal advantage for Nicolas Razek.
Until the little shake of the head there from Tex as well. I think he knows this is a big ask now. With only 45 minutes left in game. At what point do you have to throw the kitchen sink forward and, you know, leave those gaps in behind? He has to score. I mean, it sounds incredibly obvious to say, but you have to give yourself enough time in the game just to get back into it. It's all good scoring, you know, if another 20 minutes goes in this game, but is that going to be enough time to then leave in the game to create 3 more opportunities? All these questions are going through Tex's mind at the moment. Whereas on the other side of things, Nicolas Razek, he's going to be all smiles. Everything he's tried, everything he is doing is working to perfection.
This is Tex's 43rd game of FIFA, 43rd match of FIFA this season. This will be his 6th loss if he were to lose here. And that is certainly the way it's going at the moment. Nicolas Razek would join the likes of Dosari, the likes of Goal Machine, the likes of Stokes and Los Uruguas. All players that have been able to topple the giant. But can Tex show what he's made of?
Great keeper movement again.
But again, Van der Sar is just stopping any sort of momentum from Tex.
Razek just has his number at the moment. There's no other way of putting it. Tex tried to be unpredictable there. Waited just a second. Went near post. Razek knew it was happening. And now Razek goes straight up the other end again. Gareth Bale, fresh on the pitch, turns back onto his left. Finds Ronaldo. Oh, and now Tex has to move his goalkeeper. And luckily for the youngster, he did it superbly well.
I have to say that there have been chances in this game for Razek to completely pummel that nail into the coffin here, but Tex has done incredibly well to keep his composure at the back despite being 4 goals behind. Just giving himself that slight chance of maybe there being a comeback. But at what time does he stop believing in himself?
Ronaldo inside the box. Eusebio, this is a big chance.
Oh,
and he
no.
hasn't hit the time finish. And Eusebio has just shanked it wide. That was the chance for Tex to at least give himself a glimmer of hope in this game.
Tex has been
So
one of those players.
uncharacteristic, Dan.
He's one of those players I've always seen him hitting greens day in, day out, and now maybe here's that nail being pummeled in. No, Pullet just gets his body in the way. So important, every last-ditch tackle here. Because if 4 goals were too much, 5 genuinely would be impossible at this point. I cannot see it happening. I'm struggling to see 4 even happen. Tex goes into games with a negative attitude.
What a ball that is, though.
Maybe this is the chance.
What a ball that is. Mbappe goes. Cannot beat Van der Sar. Again, the Dutchman. Coming up with the goods here for Nicolas Razek. It was a fantastic defense-splitting ball over the top, utilising the pace of Kylian Mbappe, but just couldn't find the finish. Couldn't beat that goalkeeper movement of Razek, and now straight down the other end once more comes the German. Beautiful back heel to finish it. Neither player wants to finish their dinner at the moment.
The goalkeeper colliding with the defender there is going to provide a chance for
Here's
Razek.
Bale. But
But
couldn't
still,
find that finish again, Dan.
still defensively, Tex not letting go of this game.
Oh, Bale stays on his feet here, slides it across, and that's it. We're done here. What a performance this has been from the German. The presence of so many Germans in this tournament has been felt by absolutely everyone they've played against. And now Nicolas Razek is waving that flag. He's not happy just being one of those Germans who does well in a tournament. He wants a tournament win, and he's on his way to one by taking down most people's favourite in F2 Tex.
I don't have to come up with a fancy pun. I don't need to sugarcoat it. It's just been an absolutely fantastic performance on the pitch, and it really just has shown what is possible in FIFA 19 if you put your heart into it, if you put your time into it, if you practice, if you analyse, if you study. Because that's what Razek's done here. He's really reacted well to everything that Tex had to offer.
Bale, oh, the cricketer. Oh, that's just beautiful. That is beautiful from Nicolas Razek. He is playing at the top of his game. Tex doesn't have an answer, and if he plays like this for the rest of the tournament, I'm sure anyone will.
It's one thing to see Tex win 11-1 in a quarter-final, but to see Razek beat the best player in the world 7 goals to 1 really shows why we are going to see a new name on that trophy at the end of today. Tex is not getting back into this game. It is game over.
What a start to the day here on Championship Sunday. What an unpredictable tournament this has been. I mean, Tex is probably as shell-shocked as we are, to be honest with you. Not many people would have seen this coming. I'm sure a lot of German fans would have seen this coming. They back their man, and here's Neymar trying to get through again. Courtois comes out.
And the thing is, there are going to be chances to rub even more salt in the wounds, because Tex naturally is just going to be throwing everything forward here. There are going to be gaps. But still, defensively, Razek is on the ball, and he's not giving Tex even a glimmer of hope. And whilst, yes, it is a disappointing end for Tex, it is yet another console semi-final. He has already secured himself 625 Global Series ranking points. It does put him above 4,000 in total Global Series ranking points. He is still ranked #1.
I'm not sure that's all of that much of a consolidation for him at the moment. He wants to win these tournaments. And today is not that day. Bucharest has been good to him so far, but the magic has been lifted, the spell has been lifted. And again, it's one of those rogue players who is going to be taking the scalp of F2 Tex. Razek then on the attack once more. Everything at this point in the game pretty much academical. Look at the space here. Mbappe's in again. Courtois makes the save. I think it will be pulled back. Mbappe did look like he was in a fairly obvious and clear offside position. But I mean, what's the rest of the field got to be thinking looking at this one? What's IX Danny got to be thinking? What's Dullen Mike got to be thinking? Looking at a result like this.
Taking down the giant that is Tex is certainly going to be a very terrifying thing to be going up against. Before Razek, in terms of his leaderboard situation, he's going to be jumping from 11th up to around 4th or 5th. With another win, if he were to get into that grand final, he'd be in 2nd place. He'd overtake his teammates Dasari, he'd overtake Goal Machine, and he would just be behind Tex. And I tell you what, with a performance like this, he blooming deserves to be there.
Van der Sar with another save here. Interested to see if any other pros will be looking to use that icon in goal moving forward, because he's looked very, very solid. It's been an area that there's been some discussion about. Who do you want to play in there? Van der Sar, the first time I've seen him in tournament play. Eusebio takes the shot. Van der Sar once again in position. And look at the player cam here of Nicholas Razek. He knows it's done. Deep breath from him. You can almost see a smile starting to appear on his face. He's trying to keep it together. I think he almost can't believe what he's just done. What a result this has been. 7-1 on aggregate. 3-1 here in the second leg. Just a few moments to go before that whistle goes. And everything is over. The headset's off here for Nicholas Razek. The ball's out of play. The referee's refusing to blow the whistle, unfortunately, to put this one to bed. There is going to be the goal kick here. Tex will send this one straight upfield. And there it is. Finally, the referee puts Tex out of his misery. And